Hi everyone, welcome to Tangle with Tracy Anne. In today's video I'll be using Zentangle's Renaissance colours and we'll be drawing the Tangle Noodle, and it's by Angie Gittles, CZT. For this project you'll need a graphite pencil, a white charcoal pencil and a tortillon for each. You'll also need a black pen. I'm using a micron pen, but you could use a micron 01 if you like, or another kind of pen. I'm also using a brown micron 01, and then I'm using a white gel pen. I've cut a bookmark size 2" by 8" out of mixed media paper, and I'm also using a tan Zentangle tile, or you could also cut one out to be 3.5" square. I've drawn a border around the edge and a line up the center, and then along that line put little dots about 1/2 inch apart. I'm going to start by using my black micron pen, and where I've already put the dots, I'm going to draw a small circle. I'm now going to draw an S shape, so using the takeoff and land technique, I'm going to start by drawing around that circle, just touching the next circle, and then to end the S by drawing around that next circle. So again, starting from the top, touch the next circle, and then go around and land on the third circle. I'm going to do this all the way down the bookmark. I'm now going back up to the top and starting from that second circle, doing the same thing, touching that middle circle and landing on the third circle. So go around the circle, touch that middle one, and end on the third one, all the way down till the end. I'm now going to the top, and I'm just going to finish off that line by going from the second circle up to that top one. From here, I'm going to make kind of a petal shape and taking it right from that top one down to the third circle, and do that again. So I'm going to make 2 of these kind of shapes on each side, missing that middle circle and joining in the third circle right in that corner. I'll just add a couple more lines at the top to finish it off. I'll now draw around my border, and I've come this far and realised I probably should have waited until I'd finished drawing my pattern, because I was going to add some, well, I will be adding some more of those leafy kind of shapes, but because I've already drawn my border I can't overlap them, so I'll have to make them shorter, but that's okay, we'll just go with the flow of this. I'll show you another example at the end, what it could have looked like if I had have not drawn the border now at this point. You can see I'm adding extra petals. Bring the first one down into that corner, and any that sort of go past that you can just make them end as if they're sitting behind the petal underneath. I'm now going to use my brown 01 pen, and within each of those petally shapes I'm going to draw some lines. So when I draw these lines I'm going to start heavy and then lift the pen off with a bit of a flick, so that I'm creating a nice series of fine lines within each of these petal shapes. Still using my brown pen, I'm going to fill the background with tipple. Using my graphite pencil, I'm going to go round the edges of the pattern and the border and just put a fine line of graphite. Now I'm going to put a little bit of graphite just at the bottom of each of those petal shapes. Using the tortillon that I've designated just for the graphite pencil, I'll go around and using little circular motions soften all that graphite and blend it in. I'm going to colour the tips of each of these petal shapes with my white charcoal pencil. So just go in and colour the tops, and then later we'll use the tortillon that I've designated just for the white charcoal pencil to blend that in. So that I don't get this tortillon dirty, I'm going to blend in just the white part first, and when I've completely softened all that white charcoal pencil, I'll then blend it into the darker because it will dirty up my tortillon. So just starting with the tips, and then I'll move on to blend the rest of it. If your tortillon does get a little bit too dirty, just use some sandpaper and file it off a little bit to clean it up. For this centre section, I could colour it in, but I think I'll just draw some more orbs. So using my black pen again, I'm just going to fill it with orbs, and then I'll colour in the background. I'm going to go back in and touch up my border and then the lines that I've drawn with my black pen. I've decided to go back in the background using my brown pen and just colour in the background of the tipple. To finish off, I'm going to use my white gel pen and just put a little white dot in each of those orbs right down the centre. Here's another bookmark that I made earlier, and you can see the difference in the petal shapes because I drew my border later on the one I did earlier. You can see how they've got more of a rounded, even sort of shape towards the edge, where the other one's a little bit stepped, and that's because I drew the border a little bit too early and had to fit my last two petals within the border. But it's another variation, so choose whichever you like best to finish this tile. Now I'm going to do another pattern using my 3.5 inch square Zentangle tile, and I'm going to start with the border. Now I'm going to add 4 more dots in the centre to create another border. Using my black pen, I'm going to start off by putting a circle around each of those dots in the corner of this inner square. Now I'm going to put another circle right in the centre of each of those lines. This is a bit of a variation of the original that we did. Now I could go either way, but I think I might start off by making the regular S sort of shape. So start from that top corner, touch the middle circle and end on the bottom circle. Turn your tile and do the same thing on each side, starting with the take off and land at the top circle, touch that middle circle and end up on the bottom circle. And one more time. So the center is going to look a little bit different because we've only really got one S shape. So I'm going to start in the center and just bring it down to the bottom and do that on each side. I'll start on the outside and create those petal shapes like we did on our bookmark. So start off just by doing 2 and then turn the tile and do the same thing on each side. In the center it's going to look a little bit different, so I'm going to start off with 2 petals. Now, as I turn the tile, you'll find that there's not enough room. So I'm just going to draw these two petals as if they're sitting behind the others. And in each case, we've got less space. So just draw those lines as if the petals were there and they're just sitting behind. Now I'll go back to the outside and add another couple of petals. So to make the first one go right into that corner, and keep doing them into the corner until you hit the other petal and draw it as if it's sitting behind that petal on the next layer. I'm now going to complete this tile by adding similar details to what I did on the bookmark. So in these center sections, I'm going to add the orbs, and I'm finding that on one side I've got a little bit of a different shape there, so I'll come back to that in a moment. Fill the rest with orbs, and in this one I'll just add some more orbs and colour the background. It looks a bit odd. Yours might not have happened that way, but if you get little oddities like that, just sort of make up for it by colouring it or adjusting it to how it might fit. That section is looking a little bit odd. Looks like I've got some squashed orbs there, so I might just add a bit of white gel pen to try and fix that up and make it look a bit more regular. You can see that it's not coming on, that ink's a little bit wet, so I'll just leave it and come back and touch that up later on once it's dried. The finished results are quite chalky, especially the bookmark if you want to use it. So I would recommend either spraying it with some sort of fixative or maybe even laminating your finished bookmark. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that so that you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you for watching, and until next week, stay safe and bye for now. If you'd like to see more of my videos, head over to my YouTube channel, or there are a couple of links here on the screen, and there's the subscribe button.